America is a country that's driven by consumption. If you don't consume, everything stops. In order to consume, you have to have credit. And to have credit, the banks and all the finance companies issue credit cards. As long as the credit cards keep rolling and people keep buying, everything is fine. Except that one day you have to pay them back. And therein lies the problem.
Good afternoon, I'm Jeannie Yerman with The Street, and I'm standing here with Jason Weisberg. He is the Managing Director of Seaport Securities. Thanks for joining us.
Jason Weisberg. I spent 25 years working on Wall Street. Started out as a gopher and ended up being the head of institutional trading for a small family firm.
Hi, I'm Michael Wadajka. I've been in finance and or working with some sort of business since I've been about 13 years old.
My name is Jorge Loyo, and my background actually in finance is relatively recent, about 10 years.
My name is Jacqueline, and I do own a credit card. I got one as soon as I turned 16 years old.
My name is Tucker Wadajka, and currently I do not have a credit card.
My name is Cristina Bruan. I'm an accountant. I have a master's in finance with over 18 years of experience.
My name is Ramon Milian Rodriguez, and I'm a CPA. And I am an expert in finance. And I'm a little bit famous for my financial knowledge.
And at the time you were arrested, you have told us that you were moving how much cash were you laundering on an annual basis approximately?
By 1983, I was handling in excess of $2 billion a year. $2 billion a year. $2 billion a year.
I gotta tell you, I am so, I'm mind-boggled a little bit.
Well, the big problem now with credit cards, basically, it's not tangible. You can't touch it, you feel it. Growing up, when we had cash, you had $100 in your pocket, you'd spend $100. Now you have a piece of plastic in your pocket and you can spend $100, $200, $500. It really has no value. I think today's society really has no value on cash or what the cost is.
The first time I ever got introduced to credit cards, it was when I moved to the United States, originally from Venezuela. There you basically pay everything cash. Credit cards are not used that much, at least not back in the day. When I first came here, I couldn't even be able to get a car or rent an apartment if I didn't have credit. And the question was, how can I build my credit? Chin, the first answer I got, you need to get a credit card.
It's easy because, well, at least for me, it's money that you can spend that you don't have on hand at the time, and they tell you that, oh, if you spend $500, you only have to pay us $200, and sometimes when you're young, you are like, oh, if I can spend $500, I'll spend $500 and worry about it later. It's kind of more of a instant gratification than anything else.
When you're first getting a credit card, the interest rate is very high. But you don't have no other choice than to get a credit card and agree to pay this high interest because you need to build your credit. Once you get a credit card in your hands, then you feel that you have somehow something clicks in your head and you feel that you have that extra money, but it's not really money.
You end up paying 24% interest a year. If you pay late fees, it could end up being as much as 50% interest. So if you buy a product on sale, 50% off the price, by the time you pay it off, you've paid 150% of the price. And that's what people don't realize. The hole gets bigger every single day.
When you apply to college, they give you all these loans and they say, don't worry about it. You don't have to pay them until you graduate college. So you end up accepting more than you need because it's there for the taking. So I think it's super easy to fall into all those debts because they just hand them to you on a silver platter and say, don't worry about them for 4 years.
You learn these financial principles and you learn to start saving and investing as early as you can possibly can, because that's the only ticket that you're going to have for the future.
You should never use credit for personal gratification. You should not use credit to eat a meal or to buy a pair of shoes. You use credit to invest and build capital.
We need to teach our kids. They see what we do on a daily basis and they learn from us. So if you don't go on this crazy shopping spree and start spending a lot of money, they'll learn that from you.
Communicating is a giant thing, not being scared of being online and just paying your bills and actually getting on the phone and calling credit card providers will alleviate giant debt and little things that add up.
The solution is you need to budget, you need to have the discipline, and you need to start to save immediately.
I'm a big advocate of credit. I think what's really important as you're young, you get a credit card, you're disciplined, you take it from 500, after 3 months you take it to 600, then you take it up to 1,000, you continue growing that debt service. But you have to have the discipline. Without the discipline, everything crumbles.
The bottom line is you have to spend less than you make.